It's like I'm like 80% there because this is in 3D. It's like I'm here. I'm seeing what the people who visit here are seeing. It's just stunning. Wow. Hey there, this is Rick. I hope you're having a great day. Right, in today's video, we're going to have another little look around the world on a little virtual world tour, going to places that you have suggested. Okay, going to try to keep things a little bit faster moving in this video, and so I may not spend as much time in places as I did before, but I'm hoping to see more places. So I'm going to carry on with the list that you guys gave me, and I'm going to start off with, I've lost my place, there we go, Moscow, Berlin, Fiji and Cuba, all suggested by Sandy Moss. So thanks for the suggestions, Sandy. Let's go off and have a quick little peek at those and see if anything gets interesting. I'm using the Oculus Rift S, and for audio, I'm using the Rode Wireless Go connected into the Hero 7, which now does appear to be working properly and well, which is good. It means I can rely on it a bit more. Right, I've got it recording. We're using Google Earth VR. It's recording and it's on its way. So on goes the headset. Today, the launch place, it randomly launches you from different places each time you turn it on. Today we are in Montana at Lake Sherborne. And once again, I just need to nod my head 3 times. So we're going 1, 2, 3, and that's just so that this footage can tie up with the footage on the Hero. It's definitely recording. Yes, it is. So let's go see. I think Moscow was the first one. This is Lake Sherborne, Montana. Just have a quick little look while we're here. Big car park. And big lake and very big mountains. Very cool. Lots of lakes everywhere. It's going to stand on top of this mountain. Hasn't been augmented very well. It's a bit broken up, but I'd imagine there's a pretty good view from up here. Yeah, let's bring up the sun a little bit. There we go. And it's a big valley there. I can jump off this mountain and go, wow, and then fly through the valley. Fantastic. As I said many times, this never ever gets old. Okay, Moscow, M-O-S-C-O. Moscow, Russia. Let's go see Russia. Let's go see Moscow. I don't think I've been there before in this. So there it is. We'll just zoom out a little bit so you get a rough idea of where in the world it is. So there is Russia, and there's England there. This is Europe, and that is Russia. Moscow right in the middle, very, very landlocked. Miles and miles from any coastal areas. In fact, that's about as landlocked as you can get, isn't it? Right, let's zoom in. So this is Moscow. I don't even know if it has been augmented. We'll find out in a second. No, it hasn't. This is not an augmented city. If I actually go here, all we've got is an aerial photograph. So, and a little bit of curvature to the land, so you can actually see where the hills and mountains are, but this has not been augmented. It's just a flat photograph. So there's not going to be a great deal here going on that we're going to be able to see. Although there are some photographs that people have uploaded, which we can take a look at. So we're in a Moscow street. There's no information here. Oh, there we go. How do you pronounce that? Verskoy? That's silent V or silent T. It's Verskoy district. Okay. So there are several photographs. Just locked together. It's a big, I guess that's a church. Seem to like their churches. No more pictures here. Okay, so Moscow, not so, oh, there we go, got another one. Not so interesting, basically, because it hasn't been augmented, so we can't really fly around it in 3D. Another church. Crikey, how many churches has Moscow got? Or are these just photographs of, whoever uploaded these, are obviously photographing the churches. Don't know. Okay. Right. Where was next? I think it was Cuba, wasn't it? Yeah, it was, I remember. Cuba. Let's go and see Cuba. Now, again, I'm not sure if Cuba will have been augmented. Let's have a look. Okay, so there's Cuba. It's just south of the Bahamas. Big island. There's Florida, the Bahamas, Cuba. So it's quite a big island off the south of Florida. Let's go to Cuba. In fact, let's fly in from a high orbit and see what we can see. So you've got the profile of the land. You can see the curves and the bumps. That's good. There's a big settlement over here, which is Camagüey, and again, I think, yeah, we're just looking at a flat photograph. This has not been augmented, so doesn't look like we're in luck. Okay, what was the next one? Moscow, Berlin, and Fiji. Right. So let's have a quick look at Fiji. F-I-J-I, Fiji Islands, Fiji, there we go. Fiji Islands, again, let's get a feel of where they are. Right in the middle of a massive ocean. I'm practically in orbit over the Fiji Islands. If everywhere you look, there's just water for the entire curvature of the Earth. That's quite a lonely island, isn't it? Let's be honest. So let's see what kind of detail they've got here. So right, we've got plenty of landscape features, and all the hills and everything are here. We'll take a flyover. I'll head towards that marker over there, and I'll just be wary of any photos that appear in this little globe, if they appear. But so far, not a huge amount. Oh, hello. Looks like a caravan park or something. Street view unavailable. I just got a photo then. No, it's not coming back. Ah, there we go. So this is a hotel. Oh, look at the colour of that water. Gorgeous. So this is looks like a touristy part. This is a tourist photo. This isn't an official Google photo. Interesting. This is in the wrong place. This is a beach. This is a beach photo, but we're right in the middle of a landmass here. So obviously somebody's registered it wrong. Never mind. Right, let's look for some civilization. Because if anything's going to be augmented, it's going to be where the towns are. There's a bit of a town here. No, it's all flat photographs again. So, same here, you can tell. So, we're flying around the coast of Fiji, but none of this has been augmented. Right, so no luck with Fuji, unfortunately. And what was the last one? Berlin. Berlin was the last one. I'm sure that will be augmented. So let's have a look. B-E-R-L-I-N. Berlin, Germany. Yeah, I'm sure that'll be augmented. But unfortunately, Sandy, doesn't look like your other three suggestions have been very fruitful. So here we are in Berlin. Let's just zoom out, get a rough feel of where Berlin is. So it's kind of, it's between, where are we? It's between Czechia and Denmark in Germany. Obviously this is Germany. So Berlin, let's go see. Has it been augmented? Yes, it has. Okay, so we got things popping out at us. Now, again, I haven't done any research on these places. I'm just going to do a little bit of a flyover and see if anything takes my fancy, and maybe just drop in on a few places and have a look. This looks interesting. What's this? Looks like a palace. Oh, hello. It's been completely blocked out. Okay, this is from the Google car by the looks of it. So this must be some sort of official building where you can't actually get any. That's quite interesting, actually. Oh, there's one. It looks like all the Google Street maps have been blurred out, but there are some individuals' photos on here that do show the area. A lot of water there. Big old cathedral thing there. Cathedral thing. I'm such a wordsmith. What's that? Oh, I don't speak German. Ostwartige. Don't know what that says. Ostwartiges something. It's a guard outside, or a concierge. They look a bit guardish. I wonder if this is some sort of embassy. There's a police lady there. Don't know, but it looks just a bit governmental. So this tower looks interesting. Let's see. Oh, this is inside. This is I guess a cathedral. Looks very ornate. Wow, there's so much gold in there. And that altar there, it's just completely covered in gold. So what's this place here then? I'm sure there'll be a photograph of this. There was one of it at night there. That's a little blurry. Ooh, and it's one of those photos that's all skew with, so it makes me queasy when I see them. Ah, here we go, got it in the daytime. Right, so that's the Berlin Tower, perhaps? Oh, is there such a thing as the Berlin Tower?
According to Wikipedia, the Berliner Fernsehturm or Fernsehturm Berlin is a television tower in central Berlin, Germany.
The Fernsehturm, okay, so it's a television tower. But let's do our usual thing. Obviously this is kind of Berlin main town, downtown. Let's grab a random residential place and just go and land and see what's what. Let's go and look at the places where normal people live. There we go, there's a space here. Okay, so this is, I'm guessing, residential. They all like their apartments, aren't they? Nobody's got any individual houses. So this is, everywhere is apartments. Now, see, that's interesting. You go to some places and everywhere is houses, and other places everywhere is apartment blocks. So everything here is like 1, 2, 3, 4, sort of 5 stories and more. That's quite interesting. But it is interesting to see just how many apartments, like everybody lives in apartments. Is it like that all over Berlin? Or are there actual houses? These, there's no photographs of these places here. And everything's blurred out as well. They don't want you to see stuff here. Quite strange. There's the railway. It's a railway station, I guess, here. Okay, this is on a bridge looking over the railway. So we've got quite a few platforms here. Not sure what I think of this place. Not sure what I make of it. I'm not sure I'd want to live here. I'm not getting a massively enthusiastic vibe from it. I might be wrong, but I don't know. It just, I think it's all these apartment blocks. It kind of feels a little oppressive. I'm not sure I'd like to be that close to that many people. And again, you've still got all these blurry things going on. So it looks like a very busy place. So everywhere is apartments, no houses, just blocks and blocks and blocks of them. Let's try the other side. Ah, no, more blocks. Blocks, blocks, blocks everywhere. No, nobody lives in houses in Berlin. They're all in these... I mean, this... Don't get me wrong, this sort of feels like the difference between like free-range hens and battery hens. I've got this sort of analogy in my head. It just kind of feels a little oppressive. But I mean, I guess, this is remnants of the, it was like classed as an Eastern Bloc country, I do believe. And yeah, not sure I'd like to live in this place. I'd be interested to know what the population is, actually, because it's probably a lot. With all these blocks of buildings, sort of so compact. Google, what's the population of Berlin?
In the 31st of December 2019, the population of Berlin, Germany, was 3,769,495.
Over 3 million people live in one city. No wonder it's so blocky. 3 million people in this what is quite a, it's not a massive footprint. Wow. Oh, there we go. Well, that's Berlin, and I can't say I'd be moving there anytime soon, but it was interesting to have a look around, or at least just a brief glimpse at it. Okay, next up is Crew, suggested by I Want a BMW. Okay, let's go take a look at Crew. And that's Crew in England, so C-R-E-W-E. Crew, I'm assuming that's Crew UK. According to this, there's a Crew in the US as well. Just says Crew. So, because I'm from England, I'm gonna go for Crew. Now, Crew is sort of never eat soggy. Right, so it's southeast of Liverpool. Never been here before. Don't know what's interesting about Crew. Let's go take a look. Oh, that's interesting. It has not been augmented. So we're not hitting many jackpots today. I think 80% of everywhere we've been so far has been non-augmented. So we're still going to wait on Google Maps VR to, Google Earth VR to catch up. The best we can do, look, is a is a shopping centre or a retail park, and these pretty much all look exactly the same all over the country, with the usual suspects sort of planted in them. Okay, sorry. Looks like I Want a BMW's suggestion is a no-go. So let's try the next one. So it's Maccu Picchu by Taffy. Okay, Taffy, let's have a look at Maccu Picchu. Let's see if they've got anything to show us. Mancu Maccu Picchu, Peru. There we go. Now, do we want Maccu Picchu, Peru, or do we want Maccu Picchu, Pueblo? Let's try the top one. If it's not the place I think it is, then we'll try the next one down. Oh, no, I think this is it. Wow, right, we're right in the middle of a really, really high mountain range. I mean, really big. And it's pointing me down to this. Yeah, this is that ancient settlement, isn't it? So it hasn't been augmented, but I'm pretty sure there'll be loads and loads of photos. So let's get our head in this bubble and have a look. Yeah, there we go. What a fantastic photo as well. Really bright, really clear. Very impressive. And this is the ancient, is it the Incas or the Aztecs? Google, what can you tell me about Maccu Picchu?
Here's some information about Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu is an Incan citadel set high in the Andes Mountains in Peru, above the Urubamba River Valley. Built in the 15th century and later abandoned, it's renowned for its sophisticated dry stone walls that fuse huge blocks without the use of mortar, intriguing buildings that play on astronomical alignments and panoramic views. Its exact former use remains a mystery.
So there you go, now you know. Let's see if we can find any more photos. There we go, another position. It's in a stunning location. Look at it. I'd imagine you've either got to walk for days to get there, or you've got to get in by helicopter or something. Obviously there was lots of tourists there, so they've obviously got a system. But, wow. Google, how old is Maccu Picchu?
According to Wikipedia, construction appears to date from two great Inca rulers, Pachakutek Inca Yupinki and Tupac Inca Yupinki.
I have no idea what you just said. Okay. So let's just take it as it's really, really old, but just look at that amazing view. And the fact I'm getting this in 3D is just, it's just a mind-blowingly good picture. And can you imagine living here? You know, back in whenever, obviously long time ago, but just living in this place and you're just surrounded by these incredible, really, really rugged mountains. That's just insanely amazing. Wow. Okay, let's see if there's any more photos while we're here. Yeah, there's another one. Oh, I think I've seen this one. So let's try going backwards. There's another. Wow. So I'm really curious how the tourists get here. Whether they perhaps they got some little mountain road that goes up to it in a coach or whatever. I'll have a look around it in a minute. But I mean, the structures themselves are pretty stunning, but the location, oh my goodness, just wow. It's amazing. The fact that nobody quite knows what the purpose of this being here is or was kind of makes it even more interesting. Oh, I've got an itch right under my headband. Oh, that's got it. Wow, absolutely stunning. Especially seeing this in 3D. It's like I'm literally stood up here. Oops. When my head's not falling out of this bubble, it's like I'm literally stood on this wall overlooking this, and it's insanely impressive. Wow. It's a shame that the Google Street camera hasn't been up here. These are just like tourist photos that have been uploaded. Because the Google Street photos will be linked together, so you can actually go for a walk around places, but there are no linked photos nearby. So but wow, just wow. I could stand here for a very long time just taking in the details here. But I suppose in a way, I mean, I could say I've like, it's like I'm like 80% there, because this is in 3D. It's like I'm here, I'm seeing what the people who visit here are seeing. It's just stunning. Wow. Okay, one more, see if we can find one more photo. Oh, there's another one. Oh, it's from the other side, I think. Is it? No, it's definitely from a different angle though. Just do a little 360 here. Wow. Look at the size of those mountains. I mean, that thing up there, it's just miles away, the peak of it. Wow. So, yeah, I was looking up at, oh, it must have been that one. Let's have a look. Yeah, that mountain there is that one there. It doesn't look so far away in this view. But I'm just absolutely curious how everybody gets there. I'm looking for like a road or something. It must be, I mean, there's something down there. So there must be some sort of, let's go over there. Don't know what this is. And look up. And there must be some zigzaggy, is that a zigzaggy road? I think it is. Yeah, because like, you can see curves on the road here. So there must be this massive zigzagging road that goes up through these trees. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's how they get here, I reckon. So you can practically drive to it, even though it's like just perched on the crest of this mountain. That's just an amazing place. There's another photo. Or have I already seen this one? No, I haven't seen this one. It's just another angle again. Wow. This is just a stunning place. I can imagine anybody who's visited here, this will definitely leave an impression. Wow. I mean, I'm only visiting it virtually, and it's definitely leaving an impression. Wow. Okay, so let's just go up, and I just want to go and stand on that mountain because I can. There we go. I'm going to look down on it. Probably can't even see it from here. Oh yeah, it's pointed out. There we go. So, just wow. What an incredible place. There's a little town down there. Won't have been augmented, but there are some photos. So this is the town in the area below Maccu Picchu. I can't even remember how you pronounce it. Well, it's hardly a town. It's like it's almost like a little village. But some more views. I bet they didn't have to get a lot of rock falls and stuff. Wow. Let's go and get a little general view. So go higher up, just get a feel for the place. It's just this one massive place of mountainous mountains. Wow. Let's just pull out from here, get a rough feel for exactly where this is. So it's Peru. Ooh. So where that little red thing is there, so that's Peru's all along there. This is on so it's basically South America, isn't it? Peru. So you've got Bolivia, Peru, state of Rondônia, state of Acre, Peru. Okay, so anyway, it's there. It's sort of, however far that is from the ocean. But it's ultimately located about there on South America, where that little blue marker is. But what a stunning place. So, great call, Taffy. Thanks for that. Okay, next one up is Madeira by David Vincent. So thanks for the suggestion, David. Let's go and have a look at Madeira. Oops, no, I've saved a photo of it again. Okay, Madeira. M-A-D-E-R, Madeira. Are we talking about Madeira, Portugal, or Madeira, California, USA? You didn't say. I'm going to guess you're talking about the Portugal one. So let's go to see Madeira. Okay, Madeira. Oh look, it blows up into a big globe if you point at it. That's interesting. So Madeira is, yeah, it's like Western Europe, a little tiny island. There's Spain, there's England, and that's going to be North America, isn't it? Yeah, North America, North Africa. So Madeira, little tiny island. Camacha next door. Okay, anywhere I should go in particular? Let's have a little general fly around and see what jumps out at us. So this is the island of Madeira. Again, I don't think any of this is going to be augmented. This is all flat. So we'll take a quick look over these mountains. So they've just put a pin smack bang in the centre of this island to mark where it is. Small pockets of civilization. Beautiful colour of that water. Some Nice cheerful looking houses as well. It's just a random photograph. Oh, Google Maps. This is a Google Maps photo. So Google Maps have been here. So we can actually go for a little drive down this road. Wow. Some folks out having a barbecue. Hello. What's that? Like is that a shrine or a water? It's a water point, I think. That'd be handy if you're in a camper van. You need to fill up with water. Okay, so there's not a huge amount to see here. Now let's. It's interesting that the Google Maps car's been here, but not the augmenting machine or whatever it is. Oh, here's a little settlement. Estrada Municipal. Okay, and no pictures. Oh, got a couple or one. Those mountains seem to have their head in the clouds. Oh, this is another one of those wobbly photos. I have to close my eyes as I'm scrolling, otherwise I end up getting nauseous. So every one of those roofs exactly the same colour, and all the buildings are white. I'm guessing that's something to do with when it gets really hot. If you have a white building, it's going to be a little cooler. There's another picture. So, hello, we're at somebody's family gathering. That's a very steep looking hill, this road here looks really steep. Everything tiered on terraces. It's possible I may actually visit Portugal at some point in the van, although looking at these roads, it's kind of I'm a little nervous making Guinevere climb up these really steep hills. So another settlement. I'll tell you what, let's see if we can figure out what the capital of Portugal is and see whether that's been augmented and whether we can actually have a proper look around. Although this, I think this looks about the biggest settlement, but I don't think any of it is augmented. Hang on, this is Madeira, sorry, Portugal. It's owned by, yeah, there. Portugal is attached to Spain. When I say Portugal, we're not in Portugal. This is just basically owned by Portugal. So, just sweeping over Madeira, the biggest population centre, there's a little bit of life scattered there, but again it's all flat. I don't think anything has been augmented. This looks quite populated. Estrada. There we go. This looks like a nice place to live. I think I'd like to live in a place like this. I think that'll be my barometer for these videos. Would I like to live in a place like this? And I'd have to say, with this place, yes. just imagine the way of life here would be a lot more laid back than it is where I live at the moment. They've got some really nice houses as well. They're sort of villa style houses. Somebody working up a electric pylon, or electric pool. So you got hairdressers, a little bar. I think that's a bar. It says bar. Whatever Frietta's is, like a cafe, I guess. What else we got here? We got a. Don't know what that is. I imagine the language is Portuguese. But there we go. So this is Madeira. Trying to make out what that is, whether it's like a shop or a hotel or don't know. That's nice. Would you like to live in a place like this with a beautiful sea view like that? That would just be paradise, wouldn't it? Look at that lovely little house there, look. Okay, all right, so there we go, that's Madeira. So thank you for the suggestion, David. Right, so next one is something called the Valley of the Rocks, North Devon, and that's been suggested by Irene Potter. So thank you for the suggestion, Irene. The Valley of the Rocks, North Devon. Now I don't know whether that will be in the database or not. Valley of the Rocks, the Valley of the Rocks, North Devon. Let's see if it offers it up. So, the Valley of the Monkeys, Valley of the Rocks, Southwest Coast Path, Linton. Yep, that's Devon. There it is. Never heard of it before. And it's local, well, say local to me, it's in my country. Valley of the Rocks, Southwest Coast Path, Linton. Right, so if we just take a look at this, so we get a feel for exactly where it is in the UK. I think, again, this is, yeah, it's North Devon again. So we've got Cornwall there, we've got Devon there, and we've got Dorset and Hants and Dorset around there. So this is North Devon. I don't even know what Valley of Rocks is, but I'm about to find out, I guess. So let's have a look. It's near a place called Linton and Lynmouth. Let's just go out to sea and then turn around. So it's pointing to a circle on the ground. Okay, let's see if this picture reveals anything. Look at that beautiful colour. Oh, it's one of those photographs that's been stitched together all sort of a bit skew-wiffly. I'd imagine this would just make a really nice walk. Let's see if there's any other photographs in the vicinity. There's another one. Nice bit of grass. We can have a nice little picnic or something on there. Ah, there's that. Oh, it is a roundabout, so you can actually drive here. Oh, actually, this is a Google Maps. So, if I follow the road, it'll take me to wherever it's going. And we can see where it leads. Might just be to a car park. So, Valley of the Rocks is a thing. I wonder if there's a signpost or something that, or a notice that says what it's all about. Can follow the road again. There was a, what did that say? Toil? I might say toilets actually. Can't quite read that sign. Mother barely makes that out. Mold. It looks like mold worms. I'm sure it's not. It looks like a little tea room or something. Looks like a nice part of the country though. Got some wild horses. Free to roam by the looks of it. Although there's no gate there, but they're all in that field. Strange. Okay, and then this road just seems to lead back out. So, actually we can follow it here. So it just, oh okay, so it basically leads us to this little place, which I think we said was, did we say it was Linton or Lynmouth or something? Let's have a look. Street view. Ah, interestingly, there's no. Ah, here we go. Linton. So this is the little town just down the road. Looking for a signpost. Health centre. No, that's not it. If I go here, it looks like there's a junction further along. Somewhere to park, I guess. Looks like my internet's struggling a bit. It's taking its time to load everything up. Okay. This looks promising. There's a sign here. Oops. It's the Valley of the Rocks. Just looks like almost like a place to just camp. What does it say? Horse-drawn vehicles. Okay, so we're going over a grid, or grate. So we're going to look at this Valley of the Rocks from a different angle now. So maybe it's just basically called Valley of the Rocks because of these rock formations here. Or the shape of the land here. I'm just looking for clues to see where why this is named the Valley of the Rocks. Google, what can you tell me about the Valley of the Rocks?
According to Wikipedia, the Valley of Rocks is a dry valley that runs parallel to the coast in North Devon, England, about 1 kilometre to the west of the village of Linton.
Why is it called Valley of the Rocks?
On the website thebestofexmoor.co.uk, they say, Geology of the Valley of the Rocks. One theory suggests that the East Lynn River originally flowed here, before joining the sea further west. The river eroded the channel forming the valley, parallel to the coastline.
Let's have a look. I see. Look, there's an actual valley that runs parallel to the coastline. Maybe. I don't know. Well, of course, there's a valley there as well, which runs into the sea. But yeah, there is a little bit of a valley here we're flying through now, like a helicopter. But nonetheless, it looks like a great place to visit. In fact, I wonder if I climbed up to the top here, whether there are any photographs. I think there are. There's one here. So this is what it looks like from up the top, looking down over the car park and tea rooms. Photos a bit hit and miss, a bit blurry there, but crystal clear there. Oh, we've got a connected photo. I'll go there in a minute. I bet you, when you stand up here, I bet you the sound is really amazing. There's a place over the back of Swanage that's sort of like on the top of cliffs and it overlooks the sea, and the sound there is just this constant white noise from the sound of the sea hitting the rocks, and it's like one of the most relaxing sounds I've ever heard. It's just you're so really relaxed when you go there. So hello. So okay, we stood on the top of that rock there, and yeah, it's kind of like this little valley in its own right that is running parallel to the coastline. Cool. Okay. So let's get a look at it from the coast. So there we go. That's the Valley of Rocks in North Devon. So thank you for the suggestion, Irene. All right. Okay, the last one today. I think let's go on to Sandbanks Pool, Dorset. One of my favourite places. And that's suggested by SJ Cartwork. Thank you for the suggestion. So let's have a look. Sandbanks Pool. Now I don't even need to type that in because I know exactly where that is, because I go there. So let's just get down to South Devon and turn left, because Sandbanks is not far from Swanage. So you got, there we go, you got Portland Bill there, and then you got Weymouth, and then it's kind of the next bit along. In fact, if this is, I think this is Swanage here. No, I'm lying. Yes, it is. It's Swanage. That bit I was telling you about, where you got the sound of the sea that's really relaxing. It's over the back here. You walk along one of these roads. I think it's this one at the back of one of the campsites. I think it's this one. You go past a little quarry. I've been camping on this field up here. Yeah, and you take a walk back here. Oh, that's right, there's the quarry. And anyway, you end up back here, and the sound, you just kind of, there is a path somewhere, but the sound you get from the waves hitting the cliffs there is just, it's the most incredible sound. It's hard to explain it, but yeah, well worth a visit. There is actually a coastal path walk along here. I'm seeing if there's any photos of it. There's one here. The colour of that water again. Oh, it's the lighthouse. So yeah, there's the lighthouse there. So there's probably some other photos as well. Anyway, we were going to Sandbanks, weren't we? So let's follow the coast round. We've got, this is probably my most favourite place in the world ever, which is called Peveril Point. And although it's got, I think it's a sewage pipe that goes out to sea, but there's just something really quite strange about this place, because it's like the edge of the headland. So you've got Swanage Bay here, which goes around it, and I actually filmed a video where I'm walking down the pier. If you look at my Swanage tour, I actually go for a walk down the pier, and I take you guys with me. But there's a actual lookout post here for the Coast Guard. But you always end up with like a really calm Swanage Bay, and then here, this line, oops, head falling out my bubble again. This line kind of makes this divide, and then you get this really, really rough, choppy, incredibly dangerous water here. And you can see just how choppy and rough that is compared to just over there where it's like smooth as silk. But yeah, it's just a nice little place. I can go and sit here for hours, just, I don't know, just listen to the sounds, and this is just one of the most relaxing places in the world. I love Swanage. Anyway, we're going, let's fly across Swanage Bay. Might as well fly along the beach here. You got this road, they've actually opened it to, it used to be for disabled only, but now they've actually got parking for cars, and it's like pay as you go, but you're not allowed to park your van here. So I'm really, really quite annoyed about that, because that's a bit rotten. Because, well, I don't know why that rule is in place. I guess that's just to stop like travellers staying overnight, but I mean, how cool is it to park your van here and then you've got the sea? But anyway, I diverse, I can't remember what the saying is. So here we are, this is Studland Beach, and I think you've been here several times with me in other videos. My favourite parking space, in fact that could even be me in my white van. I park there, and then you can look straight between the beach huts out to the beach there. So this is the National Trust Centre. I think it's National Trust. Wow, that's busy. So they've obviously caught them on a busy day and a high seaweed day. It's real hit and miss on this beach, whether you get loads and loads of seaweed or whether it's clear. And yeah, the seaweed can be quite an issue sometimes. But anyway, that's Studland Beach, and this is Sandbanks, and this is the Sandbanks Ferry right here, and you drive onto here, and then you get a little trip across. There's the cars queued up. Been on here many times, and it's quite a choppy bit of water actually. The currents through here are pretty amazing. Because this is the main entrance to Poole Harbour. This is Poole Harbour here, and they've got Brownsea Island over there. And the currents here are pretty strong. You know, I certainly wouldn't want to swim in this water. It's pretty dangerous. But the ferry pulls itself over on these chains. You've got these chains strapped to the ground. There's the ferry, that. So cool, this brings back some memories. I haven't done this for a while because they started charging me for like the lorry cost for a van, so it started getting expensive. So, but yeah, you get the ferry over to Sandbanks, and there's these. The ferry literally claws its way using these chains. I don't know if I can get a picture of the chains. There you go. You look down between there, yeah, these chains are just anchored to the land, and the ferry pulls itself along on them. So, but this is basically Poole Harbour, this side, and it eventually takes you to Poole. I think it's one of the world's most or the world's biggest natural harbour. But you get the main ferry, you get those massive great big ships. They come in through where the Studland ferry crosses, and then they got this channel where they follow in all the way to Poole, which I think is over here. I think, yeah, here we go. Actually, this has changed a bit since I was here last. This is the harbour at Poole, and you can. I've spent many a time just sat here on the harbour enjoying fish and chips and stuff and looking out at the water. So wow, they've got some big yachts there. So I'm getting distracted here. But yeah, if you want a Brownsea Island tour, you can pick up your ferry boat here. Brownsea Island ferry, there you go. So I'll take you over to Brownsea Island, which is over there. And I have one memory of Brownsea Island, and that's ants. I went there with my parents when I was a boy, and I never want to go back there. Everywhere you went, they had these huge nipping ants, and you couldn't stop walking. And every time you stopped walking, they would start crawling up your legs. And it was a horrible experience. I spent my entire time on Brownsea Island dancing because I didn't want to stand still. It was a bit of a nightmare. I don't know whether that's still a problem or not now. I don't know whether we went in a particular year when they were, you know, a little bit, what do you call it, when a species sort of has an overpopulation. But yeah, I have not great memories of Brownsea Island. But yeah, I think this is where the ferry embarks. But then, if you go back onto the mainland, this is Studland, and in recent years, this place has become, I think this is probably one of the most expensive, well, maybe apart from London, this is one of the most expensive places, certainly in England, to live. And they have these houses that essentially, they front and back onto the sea. So they back onto Poole Harbour, and then at the other side, they front straight onto a beach. Oops. Try that again. Let's find there we go. So only the very, very, very richest will live here. Good grief, this is a blurry photo. Let's see if we can, we'll just take a scan by, but you get the idea. If you want property here, you are talking multi-millionaire, just to get a look at this place. I think you got a lot of, I'd imagine you got a lot of like footballer types and people that perhaps live here. But all of these houses are just really, they're all individual, unique houses. But wow, looks like somebody's got an observatory up there. But this is the road you'll actually get to the ferry. So, oops, if you want to take the ferry, this is the ferry road, and the cars generally queue up along here, and then here's the ferry, the place where you actually get onto the ferry. And we generally always, whenever I'm waiting in line for the ferry to arrive, we generally always go into the shop there and grab a coffee to go, maybe a little packet of crisps or something for the trip. I mean, it's only like a 5-minute, well, maybe a 10-minute, no, about a 5-minute trip. Spend more time loading and unloading. But so there we go, that's Sandbanks and Poole Harbour. So thanks again for the suggestion. SJ Cartwork. Right, I'm going to finish this video here. It's been an hour and 19 minutes. I don't know how much of this I'm going to chop out. I will try to streamline these videos so I chop out a lot of the waffle and just try to keep them interesting. But hopefully that was interesting again. Now, if you do want to suggest a place to visit, if you can be more specific than just go to this town or this place, it might make it a little bit easier. Like, for example, when we saw that Maccu Picchu, or however you pronounce it, that was just mind-blowing. That was so good, and that was just one place. If you can think of anywhere like that that would be good to visit, rather than just a generalised area, because, like I say, just flying around, it kind of all starts to look the same after a while. I'd be very, very interested for specific suggestions. So there we go, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I will do another one. I'm aiming to go to Japan and spend an entire video in Japan, probably doing some you know, like temples and famous landmarks. I may even look up actually some places to visit in Japan, because I'm really interested in Japan. I love Japan, so I might actually have a proper bit of research before I do that. But anyway, that is it. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of the day. I look forward to your suggestions below, and I will see you in the next video. So until then, thanks for watching. Have a great rest of the day, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, look after each other and take care.